I know the title says I hate minis. This does not mean I hate all children between the ages of 4 and 6, 7 if you want to push it. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying, however, I hate watching them try to dance. This is our first episode of Unpopular Opinions with DLB. And listen, the unpopular opinion here is painfully obvious. I refuse to work choreography for minis. And here's the reason why. They can't dance yet. I don't understand why parents want their children to compete 4, 5, 6. Granted, I know this is controversial. There are minis at the studio in which I work. Ask me if I did some choreography for them. It's like that is an age where you want to get your fundamentals down. And when I say fundamentals, I don't even mean ballet. I know you're like, oh, she wants to take ballet classes first. That's not what I'm saying. Can your child stay up straight? Because when they turn 7 and can't do pirouettes because they back look like my hand, and wondering why they can't turn. What? Because we didn't work on posture when we were 4, because we wanted a sparkly costume. I'm not saying don't let your children compete. There is a rare, very, very minuscule, just tiny, microscopic percentage that can handle the expectations of the competition world. And they're not just there for sequins and rhinestones and really stretchy fabric. All that being said, here's a number of things that you're going to want to observe in your child. Not before you put them in dance, because that's not what I'm saying. Before you make them compete. All right, so 2 of them are mental and 2 of them are physical, right? But they are 4 highly important things that you're going to want to observe in your child in the house. Emphasis on the home. If you don't observe it at home, it's not going to happen anywhere else. But that's a talk for another video. Things that you are going to observe both in the home and in the studio as a recreational student. Not competing yet, okay? First, and probably the most important, is willingness. Do they want to dance, or do you, mom, dad, guardian of some sort that I didn't name, do you want them to dance, or do they want to dance? Questions that need answers, because let me help you understand something. If your child cries in a recreational class, you're only paying like $100 a month for those tears. Competition tears are expensive, mom, dad / guardian. When a child is crying, they're not dancing. And when they're not dancing, they're not training or memorizing choreography, which is already hard for a 4-year-old that is willing to be there. So if your child don't want to do it, take them home. Number 2 on my list is focus. Can they focus on anything? Because I've definitely been in a class before observing where there was more like playtime than there was dance time. And granted, kids will be kids. You have got to integrate play into class time when they are that young. I would argue all the way up until the age of 7. 7 is kind of when you can have higher expectations of being focused through an entire 45 to an hour long class. 4, 5, 6, they don't have that attention span, and that's okay, because they should not. However, if they cannot focus enough to follow directions, or they are the type of kid to just be like, I don't want to do this right now, then it's not time for them to compete yet. It does not mean that they don't want to dance. I'm not tapping into that willingness area right now, okay? Because there are some kids that'll look you dead in your face and be like, I don't feel like it. But just last week, they were living their best life when it was time to improv to, what's that Elsa situation? The one where she talking about letting stuff go. I don't like that song because she sings straight through her nose. But it's okay because she's a famous singer and I'm nobody. I'm not nobody. I just can't sing. Said all that to say, make sure that they are able to focus in class. Like I just clearly did not exhibit focusing on the point of focusing. Number 3 that we need to see. I need them to be able to have a little like modicum of balance. Modicum does mean a little bit. Because I actually like, believe it or not, balance is not 100% a physical thing. It takes mental awareness. There's going to be some overlap between 3 and 4, just like there was between 1 and 2. So I'll retap the mental part when we get to the 4th point, which is a struggle. But balance. Can your child stand on one foot? I'm not saying on releve. We ain't getting fancy. It's a 4-year-old. Can the child stand on one foot? I will say for even like 5 to 6 seconds. Because I kid you not, I ain't gonna call no names, but I have witnessed a child who the moment that foot comes off the ground, their whole torso will just cave and they're down. And I don't know if that's like a development issue. You know, I'm not a child pediatrician, I'm child psychological development. I don't know. But when I see it happen, it's confusing. Because I feel like 4 is definitely old enough to be able to stand on one foot. And mind you, the child I'm talking about is 6. So she's been like that since she was 4. I've known her since she was 4. She's just always just had the horrible balance. Maybe she's not trying to balance. But I'm not going to process my issues through this video. Make sure your child got some amount of balance. It's just it's a need. It's a must. Lastly, number 4. That's 8. Oh, that's awkward. 4. We need some body awareness. And this one is El Struggle Bus. El Struggle Bus? Wow. Hashtag El Struggle Bus. The LB started it. Just claiming it now. Body awareness is very, very hard to attain at a young age because their nervous system is still figuring out how things work. You know what I'm saying? We just started walking like 3 years ago, and that's, I don't know. I've obviously been walking for a long time. I'm knocking on 30. I've been walking for a while. But when I look at babies who are learning how to walk, it looks so hard. It looks so difficult and it looks traumatizing. I don't know. Just to go from just simple walking and now 3 years later, you asking me to chasse, slow your roll. It's a lot. Okay? It's a lot. Which is why I don't think kids should be competing at 4. Said all that to say, make sure, like, if I say, hey, turn out, and your kid's like, let's say all that's been taught. But guess what? If your child doesn't lock in that body awareness of what turning out means, when they're standing in first position, and the teacher's like, hey, can you turn out a little more, Sally? And she's like, right? When this is all she had to do, it's like that awareness, that ability to apply, like, okay, when we were stretching, she said, do this. Now I'm standing in first position. Do I still know what that means? How do I apply it here? It takes a lot of mental prowess to dance. Okay. And then choreography multiplies that mental prowess times a minimum of a factor of 1 billion. Okay. Because now we got to do it on beat. I ain't even going to talk about rhythmic issues. Different video. Okay. We got to do it on beat. We got to memorize the choreography. We got to memorize like everything in our body so that we can now focus on projecting a character, projecting facials. Right? Bare minimum, smiling, because that's not involuntary. We gotta do it. Y'all, dancing is too much for little babies. It's too much. Unpopular opinion. I know several of y'all like putting my baby dancing when I feel like it. You know what, sis? Pay for it. Just pay for it. The studio you choose will appreciate it, whether your child can dance or not. But we didn't want to hear that though. Yikes. Okay, like, comment, share, subscribe. Even if I just made you mad, lo siento. But I will see y'all next time. Share in the comment section some unpopular opinions that you have about minis. I got a whole video about it right here. The video I mentioned at the beginning of this video. All right, let's get it. Bye.